Welcome to the Horses and Holy Moments podcast.
Hi, Ingela.
Hey, Corrie.
I'm so happy we are here today for
Me
this
too.
next episode. Our last episode, we talked about becoming part of the herd. And my question is, once the horse accepts you as part of the herd, where do you go next in your liberty training?
Okay, so then I would actually be at the point where we could consider this the beginning of the training. Now, one thing I really love to do is from the beginning set up a horse for the future.
Okay.
Meaning, eventually, I am going to be working on the strength of my horse, the ability to collect. So when the horse is older, he has all the muscles to support him. He has been going in the correct biomechanics and he has built the muscle support and the way he went over years. So when he's older, all that supports him still for a healthy, enjoyable life. Hence, when I start with a young horse, I like to start building that from the beginning, but without micromanaging.
Okay.
You know, if we take the horse and we say, put your head here, put your neck here, put your shoulder here, put your foot here, this can feel very much like micromanagement. Exactly like this, exactly like that, exactly like that. And that doesn't always feel good to a young horse.
Right. This is so true.
Yes. So what I like to do is start by having the horse going in front of me. So I would usually be at the 45-degree angle from zone 4 or 5.
Okay.
So between 4 and 5. To help the horse not only feel free, because he's going ahead of me, everything in front of me, everything in front of him and on his left and right is open, right? I'm behind him. So not only does that create a sense of freedom or a stronger sense of freedom, the position I'm in is not causing him to keep disengaging his hindquarters, because this is one thing I'd like to do as little as possible of. Meaning, of course, when I'm starting a young horse, I'm going to teach him lateral flexion and hindquarter disengagement, so I could use a so-called safety rein in case I lose true connection. But otherwise, I'd like to work on the engagement of my horse. If we are taking a position where we are in zone 3 or zone 2, so by the neck or by the shoulder or by the belly, very often the horse starts to lean in like a wheelbarrow, or basically fling the hindquarters out like a wheelbarrow and lean in like a motorbike. So the horse on a left circle starts leaning at an angle onto his left shoulder and swings the hindquarters out. It's a little bit of disengagement in that. And the horse is not taking his weight with the inside hind leg and stepping under his body in a powerful way.
Okay.
So when we start at liberty and we start from behind or in zone 5, it is the natural and normal way horses go with each other. Nose to tail, nose to tail, nose to tail. Right?
Got it.
Body lined up next to body, all parallel next to each other. And because of that, this is the natural place. They feel good and they don't disengage. They engage the hindquarters. So being in that position when we start to communicate helps the horse get engaged and stay engaged.
Wow. It's so neat the way you can start that early on, the engagement, because
Yes,
that's really neat.
And from that position, you really can't micromanage.
Right.
You can't even say, if the horse is trotting, you can't even ask for a walk.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
It puts you in quite a vulnerable position, and I like that position.
Yes.
Because we're really giving the horse a lot of freedom. And then we invite him into this relationship where he can choose to listen back to us, feel back to us, and honor our space. As the lead, all the space is mine, and I choose where I share.
Okay.
So let's say I'm sharing space in front of the horse. Then he would be drawn into that space by stepping forward into that space. It feels open to him.
Okay.
Right? Now, if I would like to go left, I would mentally open and make the space at the front and on his left available. And horses are very sensitive to this. So he will feel that there is an opening and start to turn and step to the left. Okay. So this is a really fun thing to do. It is very interesting for the human and the horse because it requires a lot of feel.
Yes.
I'm offering something, I'm opening a space, and he is looking for which space to go into and then finds that space and comes into that space. So I would first see if I can create the forward.
Okay.
Once I have that, see if I can do a change of direction. I'm still in zone 5, so I'm still behind the hindquarters.
Got it.
Also for my change of direction. And then from there, see if I can form it into a large circle and a small circle and eventually a figure of 8 and then everything else. But in that moment of forming it into a circle, we call it shaping space. Because you can tell the horse, turn exactly like this, have this body position, this much bend. The horse feels for it. The more he's connected to us, wanting to follow our thought and idea, the more he mirrors our body, even when we're behind. The more he feels for that space, the more perfect he is lined up, straight on a circle, and actually going on a circle at liberty.
Oh, that's so great. And I've heard you use that term, shaping space. So you open and close the space and the horse can actually feel that, huh? Just, is it a mental opening and closing of space? Do you use your tools or anything?
Okay, so you can imagine it like an invitation. It's not a forced thing.
Okay.
That's the first thing. So for the human, it can be a little bit frustrating in the beginning when we try. Because what if the horse doesn't turn?
Right.
Then we have this push inside of us. We kind of want the horse to turn. So we want to do more.
Yeah.
We want to point. We want to use our stick. We want to influence the horse's body and say, I'm asking you to turn. Now
exactly.
Turn. So then we are walking behind the horse. The horse is going in a completely straight line. And we're like, no, I can't get my horse to turn left or go on a circle. So we can experience a level of frustration.
Right.
Why? Because we want to control the movement. We want the horse to do exactly what we say. So I think it's a very good exercise for us. It requires that we actually release control.
Yeah.
We can't make him turn anyway.
Right.
Well, we could, in theory, take a stick, step out on his outside, and push his front end around.
Right.
But that is not the point. We always want to be on the inside of the horse, and we always want the horse to turn toward us.
Okay.
Never away.
Okay.
Hence, you can't force it. It's an invitation. You open the space, you invite. And you're asking me, how?
Yeah.
Is it a mental thing?
Yeah.
Are we using the stick? We're not using the stick.
Right.
So you could call it a mental thing. Imagine like that. You know, everything is made out of frequencies. Horses are very, very sensitive, more sensitive than us, to where there is an intention, where there is an opening, and when there is a closing.
Okay.
So, of space.
Yes.
Now, we as humans, let's say you go to someone's house and you ring the doorbell, the person opens, they give you a big smile, Yeah.
Yeah.
And they say, would you like to come in for a cup of coffee? And as they do that, they smile and they draw a little back with their body.
Yes.
Then they even go further back with the body, step to the side as they're opening the door, making space for you. Come in.
Right. Yep.
So we can see that signal very clearly. We
Yeah.
have the voice, you're invited. We see the person drawing their body back so we can step into that space. Now, horses are very aware of that when we just think about which space is open.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you go into someone's house for dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
You may be a little bit cautious, walk into the house tentative, even though you're excited to see them, but you don't know yet. Do I take my shoes off? Do I not take my shoes off? I wonder where is the bathroom? You know, a whole bunch of things.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other people will say, oh, you can just take your shoes off here. Here is the bathroom. Please come in. Have a seat in the living room. There are some snacks. And you start to relax.
Yes.
You know you're allowed in that space.
Yes.
You feel at home.
Yes.
Okay. Now, naturally, you would not go upstairs and start rummaging through the people's bedside tables.
Right.
Read the love letters, stuff like that.
Right.
It's not polite.
Yes.
We don't do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
We don't even
yes.
think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But this would be an example of that room is closed. It's mentally closed. But the host is not thinking, don't go upstairs. That's
Right.
unavailable space.
Right.
No, this is just a known thing to humans.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yet, have you ever had it where you got invited and the kitchen and the dining room are like one room and you want to go help in the kitchen, but you're kind of feeling in the way, like you shouldn't be in the kitchen. Now, that can happen if the host is not clearly communicating their wish, want, need. If they say, please have a seat. I don't want anybody in the kitchen. I just need to concentrate for a minute to finish the meal.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're clear.
Okay.
If they don't say anything, but you get the feeling that you're in the way, we can feel that. Have you ever felt that?
Yes, I have.
So you feel like you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong
Yes.
space, you
Yes.
shouldn't be there, you don't feel
Yeah.
very welcome.
Yeah.
They don't say anything though.
Right.
They're not pushing you out of the kitchen.
No.
So we can perceive that.
Yes.
Okay. Now horses are very much more aware of that.
Wow.
So you as a human would then know that this is so-called unavailable closed space.
Okay.
You're going to make an excuse and you return to the living room and eat your peanuts. Correct?
Yes.
And there you will
correct.
feel fine.
Yes.
Now, it's similar, except we don't create any discomfort because the horse is not wrong. We're not going to make him feel bad.
Yeah.
We just open the place that we invite him into.
Yes.
It would be a little bit like, let's say I would like this room where we're currently in for myself.
Uh-huh.
I could say, Corrie, I need this room. Please go outside.
Yeah.
That might feel a little uncomfortable to you.
Right.
Not wanted.
Right.
Not welcome, rejected, pushed out, whatever.
Yes.
Or I could say, let's say I want this room for myself. I could say, hey, Corrie, you know, in that little store, that little farmer's shop here up the road in the village, they have some great homemade ice cream. Here is some money. Why don't you get us some?
Yeah. Totally
Right?
different approach.
And then I have this room.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to be trotting down the road to get the ice cream. And maybe I say to you, I hope it's okay, but while you do that, I just need to make a quick business phone call.
Mm-hmm.
There is going to be no hard feelings.
Right.
Everything is fine,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Now, when we are so-called shaping space and we play at liberty with horses, we put the horse in a love bubble. We know all the space is ours. And then we try to open a space mentally, make it available.
Okay.
It needs to feel like an invitation,
Mm-hmm.
not a forced thing. And how do we do it? By not having a strong focus on it.
Okay.
I give you an example. When people try to trailer load their horse and they try to send it into the trailer, very often they stare at the trailer. They want the horse to go in.
Yep.
And just by having this intense focus into the trailer, it closes that room.
Wow.
And then it feels closed to the horse.
Wow. Even though you want them to go in. Yes.
Yes, but anytime you have a strong, intense focus, it can actually close space.
Okay.
Why? I'm not sure. I assume because when we're focusing on something with our eyes and our entire being, every cell in our body is focused on that spot. There is energy going to that space.
Okay.
And then it feels full.
Right.
Instead of it becomes lighter, more inviting, more empty.
Yeah.
Another example. Let's say we're standing next to our horse's hindquarters along the fence. And we would like our horse to go forwards in a straight line. But instead of the horse going forwards, he turns in, away from the rail, towards the side we're standing. Most of the time, it is because we were not present in that space. So it felt empty to the horse. It felt open, available, and he went in it.
Wow.
Right? They're always looking for where they can be.
Yeah.
Space is so important to horses. You know, where they're grazing, where they're sunbathing, who is drinking first, they're very sensitive to that. So if we go into the same position and we're standing along the fence line next to our horse's hindquarters, and now we strongly focus on the room next to the horse's body in front of us and forward to the other rail, other side of the arena. Because of that strong focus, energy goes there that the horse can feel, and that space will feel closed.
So we have to be so aware of our space, their space, and, just space awareness, I guess.
Yeah, it's a really, really important subject.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're saying, well, he won't go straight.
Yes.
I can't get him to go straight, but it's actually us who have opened the space, or the other way around.
Yeah.
We can't get the horse to turn on a circle because we've closed that space.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. It sounds easy, but it can take time, right? Would you say it could take time
Yes, definitely. So doing Liberty from Zone 5, and we are talking about doing that from the beginning, not putting a halter and a lead rope on the horse and first practice to stand in Zone 4 or 5, walk, stop, back up, turn left, turn right. No.
Yes.
It's not about teaching the horse to turn left and right.
Yeah.
It's literally an invitation for an interaction where the horse is using his natural ability to perceive an open space.
Yeah.
And we play with that. So we will open a space and the horse can feel that. If we're doing it right, the horse will feel it and he will come into that space or to the line of that space. So that's fun.
That's so fun.
And at the same time, we are engaging the horse's hindquarters, not disengaging, because they're going fairly straight ahead of us.
And you can shape that space into different like circles, figure eights. Can you do different movements within that?
Yes, you can pretty much do any movement.
Canter, trot, walk.
Yes, yeah. You can do walk, trot, canter, change direction, circles, figures of 8, anything you want. Any kind of transition, flying lead changes, everything.
Wow.
Fast, slow, big, small, all of those. And important is to be really patient with that.
Yeah. And with yourself.
With yourself.
Because it takes time.
Well, it's nearly always us, not the horse.
Right.
But it is possible if we try the same thing for too long in the same way, that the horse is pretty convinced this doesn't mean anything. It just means going straight ahead. So it's possible to teach the horse the wrong thing as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to go to one of your clinics, actually, and I saw one of your students doing this. It was so cool with her horse that actually had a lot of behavioral issues. And
Beforehand, right?
yes, beforehand. But she's done so much better. And this particular student was able to do the Zone 5 Liberty with many other horses in the arena. And it was just so neat to see. So I just love how that can grow and, and it gives the horse that freedom as well, where you're not micromanaging the horse.
And that was specifically nice because this horse used to be so stressed out in a new place in a group of horses, like online, not just neighing and screaming and not standing still. And it was very challenging for my student to actually do something with her.
Yes.
So she really, really worked on actually building the relationship, not training the horse, becoming the horse's lead, helping the horse regulate the nervous system, and giving the horse the freedom, but looking for this connection.
And it was so beautiful to see, and she was so relaxed.
Yes, and she was the only one at Liberty,
and she
right?
was the only one at Liberty.
Everybody else
and
online.
She stayed with her person, yes, her human.
Yes, so she was able to go walk and trot, circles and straight lines, change direction, weave in and out of the other horses, completely connected. That was really beautiful.
It was absolutely beautiful. Would there be anything else you wanted to add to this conversation?
Well, Zone 5, or Liberty from Zone 5, it is a large subject. So I do encourage people to give it a go. We just need to also be safe. That means not to stand that close that if the horse gets a fright or the horse shows dominance, that we will get kicked, because otherwise we're right in the kicking zone.
Right. That's important. Stay safe.
That's important.
And
be patient with ourselves, yeah?
Yes.
So if it doesn't work right away,
yes,
be okay. Really see, where were my feet?
Yeah.
Where was my energy going? Was that space actually open, or did I focus so intensely on turning that I closed the space accidentally? Is my horse actually looking for a connection, or has he fallen into robot mode and he's just walking ahead and says, yeah, you can come too, but he's not actively engaging with us? If he isn't, we need to get his interest back.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I would leave that position. I would run toward the front and invite him and say, okay, we're still in a conversation. Let's try again.
Which, it can, we love talking about these things. And, as, how can I put this? It's new information for so many people. But if you ever have an opportunity to actually go to Ingela's clinic, that's where I first learned about Zone 5. And it just makes so much more sense to be able to see it and watch it and listen to her in person on all the subjects that we've talked about in the last, everything, of course, but the last 3 or 4 episodes on this training versus relationship. So I would encourage you all to do that if she comes to your area or you're able to travel. And of course, she always has her online courses. She does coaching, and I personally have gotten so much out of all her courses and the live coaching, where you can send videos in and ask questions and get actual help with your horse and you, and learn from other people all around the world. So it's super great.
So in one of the courses, or in the course series called Creating the Fearless Horse, in that series, there is a little section on Zone 5.
Okay.
Liberty, because the Lusitano stallion that I was working with and helping him become fearless, from, unhandled to riding, even bareback and bridleless, and
Yes.
nothing on his head and no string around the neck. We did some liberty with him, of course, in that process, as well as from Zone 5.
Yes.
And for those who want to learn, that would be a good place to start.
Oh, that's super. Oh, great, Ingela. I am so happy we got to meet up today to talk about Zone 5 and the liberty and just all the things that we got to talk about today. Thank you so much, as always. And
you're very welcome.
We bless everyone and your horses as usual. And Jesus loves you and He is for you. And we're praying for all our listeners. So we will see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Horses and Holy Moments podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode.